guys? Welcome to Fight All Watch It. I'm Matt Christy.
I'm James Cope.
And if you hadn't heard, a man in California caught the plague. Guess what? We don't have Smoking Phat J here today. Not because of that. No, but it's actually true. Somebody in South Lake Tahoe caught the plague. The plague is back.
But it's somebody from Tahoe. It's fine. It's somebody from Tahoe.
It's fine. All the old world diseases are coming back.
Anybody who's ever had to go up that fucking road to get to Tahoe wants the plague. Like, because you don't want to go down that road, so it's fine. They're fine. Don't worry about them, folks.
They're fine. We're fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
all fine.
How are you?
Anybody checking up on America? We're fine here. We're all fine. How are you? We're good.
We're the Han Solo of the world.
Don't cough.
Oh, I got the plague. Sorry, I meant to tell you.
Yeah.
So it's our annual, I don't know, did we do this last year? Summer recap. Really, this is a show that we're just going to bullshit. And why? Because fucking HBO didn't drop Peacemaker until 6 p.m. and we're not about to try to rush through an episode of that.
Did you already see the clip
that's
going around?
Oh, no. I just saw the dance.
I didn't see the dance. I saw another... There's a famous scene now at the end of season 1, and I think there's a different...
Oh, no, I heard about that. I heard that they went back and...
Yep. All right. So it's going to be interesting. I look forward to this season. Last season was, it was funny because it was, I hate the character Peacemaker so much in the comics that like every time they bring him up, it's funny because it's like Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't care for the fucking comic books Guardians of the Galaxy. They suck. I don't care about the 2008 run. It sucks. You all suck. And so it's like Peacemaker. What's funny, I liked Vigilante, motherfuckers. I actually liked that comic. And Mad Dog. I know he's going to get the Mad Dog to one of these. So I want this moment in time for 1980s shitty Punisher. It was Punisher and Dirty Harry, fucking Punisher and Dirty Harry, and then we got guys with guns, and they wore masks, and that's what Peacemaker, Vigilante, and all those fucking guys just were, and so it's just like Mad Dog. I'm telling you, there's a Mad Dog show coming. Hey. Mad Dog's gonna be the twist at the end. Him and Thanos are fucking. They enter through a portal. Patton Oswalt does the voice of Thanos, guaranteed.
That's DC.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the hilarious Punisher series next year because it's comedy, right? Punisher's a comedy now.
Yeah.
Everything's a comedy. So we'll be talking about Peacemaker next week. Some of us will. I don't know who's going to be on the show next week. Peacemaker. We're going to get Peacemaker himself on our show next week.
Aw. That John Cena fella, you can't see him, but he seems like a nice fella.
Yeah.
I want to go, every time we talk about like John Cena, I instantly want to go grandma status because I left wrestling a long time ago, and I know some of us adults did not leave wrestling, but I'm so removed. And I was like, did he fight Andre the Giant? What did Jake the Snake do to him? And it's just like, oh, that was 50 years before John Cena was born, sir.
2 entirely separate eras, but hey, they bring them back every once in a while. Well, John Cena's wrestling again right now, so there's that. He's doing his farewell tour. So
that's very kind of him.
It is. So Peacemaker will not be on next week because John Cena will be in Europe. They're doing a Europe tour, then what they call PLEs now instead of pay-per-views, premium live event.
I would call it PR, getting away from like Vince McMahon's name, but it's all how you look at it. It's how you look at it, really, when it comes to wrestling. So,
I mean, we could go off and rant. We could go off and rant on that, but there used to be a show that was talked about wrestling on this on the Canoodle Studios network, and so I'm not going to bring that back up right now.
You wrestling fans are the passionate most motherfuckers ever. Like, anytime, comic book geeks are always looking at wrestling geeks like, you guys are insane. So, which is fun when you have them both together.
Hey, we're bringing the whole the whole vibe of Marvel versus DC with wrestling right now, with WWE and AEW. So if you love one, you hate the other, and it's like there's no middle ground right now. So it's a fun thing. It's a super fun thing. But we're not here to talk about wrestling. We're here to talk about movies, games, comic, whatever. The media that is going to plague our minds for the next couple months, plus what we've seen and enjoyed and not seen. And
yeah, real quick before we get to that, because we're doing a summer recap, what is the last thing you watched that you enjoyed? What was the last motherfucking thing you watched where you were like, I would recommend this. I'm enjoying this. TV show, movie, anything.
I like this is a couch now. Jared's not here, so because I'm gonna fucking stretch out on this couch. We have a fucking couch now. Hell yeah. I'd have to think on the timing of this. It's either going to be I enjoyed Fantastic Four is the last thing I watched and enjoyed.
I did. Yeah.
Or played the game Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Which I know you haven't played, but it's a wonderful game, and if you've seen things online, you've heard a lot of people talk about music and everything else like that. Yeah, so right. The last thing we were watching still was I take it back. The most recent thing I enjoyed has been what's going on still right now, Twisted Metal Season 2 on Peacock.
Oh yeah, you're pushing for that. That's been pretty good.
It's just wacky.
You guys and your fucking shows based on goddamn video games. It's never worked, man. I know it's getting better, but goddamn it, I'm okay dying on that island that hates video game. Like,
you're fine. You're absolutely fine on that because season 1 didn't have anything to do with the video game itself. They just used the name Twisted Metal.
Not just that. Did Twisted Metal need more content? It was it's popular. Damn our Grand Theft Auto. You know what'd be great is if we made one with like less thought put into it. Just get in a car and smashy.
Just fight.
First off, getting a car and smashy provides an excellent video game experience. I'm not saying it's a bad game or it doesn't serve a purpose, but not every IP needs to become a goddamn movie and TV show. You know, there's another Smurfs movie. You know what the shocking part about that shit was? There was a first Smurfs movie. Now, I'm a drunk. I know that, right? But there's been Smurfs movies since. When was the last Smurfs movie?
Before the one that came out this summer?
Yeah,
with Rihanna playing Smurfette? That's the most recent one. One literally came out this summer with Rihanna playing Smurfette.
Yep.
And it's a completely separate Smurfs movie universe than the previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Where Hank Azaria playing Gargamel.
Smurfette gets the Gargamel stone in this one. You got to see the other 4. It's really great. I loved it. Oh man.
There's been 3 Trolls movies, a full Netflix series of them as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, I keep pushing. Let's get our Snorks movie. Come on. Bring it to us.
We got a Snorks movie.
Give it to us.
I'll never talk shit again, man. I got Spider Ham in a film. Of weird shit like the Mad Balls. That would be the only thing left. Like the Mad Balls from the 1980s. And I'm sure James Gunn has a whole arc where like Scully, his dad killed himself and Scully never got over it. And Mad Ball as was molested. It was like all these things are gonna happen with the Mad Balls. But it's Spider Ham was one of those things that I loved. And then when I reread it as a teenager, I was like, my God, this is shit. And then I read it as a 20-year-old and I was like, my God, this is shit. Then I read it as a 30-year-old. I was like, my God, this is shit. But I still had that like childhood, like, no, I like Spider Ham. It's good. And it's like, no, it was never fucking good. And so it was exciting to see him on screen. So and there's a chance for anything. And
eventually we'll get a third one. I don't know, maybe. That's still 2 years off now. The 2027, I think is when they push that too.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with this. People obviously like I'm the biggest hater on those films, and I'm still like they're pretty good. Like I hate them, and I'm like, no, they're not bad. The animation is trying way hard to look independent while it was produced by a horrible, greedy studio. Suck my fucking balls. Miles Morales is not diversity. It's just Spider-Man painted black by white people to act like diversity. That's not cool in my book. I don't like that. Come up with new shit. Having said that, the Miles Morales story from the first one is I was a super fan by the end, and I've always been really hesitant about that sort of it's like it's kind of like to me that's always kind of gross inclusion. Inclusion should be inclusion, not like, oh, we took a different character, just let's paint him black. And it's just like, I've always been kind of against that. And it's having said that, man, the Miles Morales and both movies are really good. And I just never liked a Spider-Man that's exactly Peter Parker. He's a teenager with family issues from right outside New York City, and he's really smart and all these things. And I was like, cool, no. And it's like the second one, I was like, are you Spider-Punk is the diversity we need? Motherfuckers in his 30s, punk rock from the UK, does not give a shit, and you do not know what side he's on. I was like, that is proper. That is proper. That is a badass. Like where it was like, I could watch 3 hours, I think, of Spider-Punk. What would he do? He might help Doc Ock control the city at one point. It's Spider-Punk. Like, it's like there's no... I know what Miles Morales is going to do because it's exactly what Peter Parker would do. And it's like, that's not diversity, damn it. Like, that's just you just stealing from yourself again. Which brings us to our summer movie reviews of Superman. Getting us back on track there.
Yeah.
Look at that. I deserve a drink.
You kids and your woke Spider-Mans.
Get off me lawn, said the overly pale white man.
Old man yells at cloud.
Yeah.
Old man James.
Yeah.
Old man yells at cloud. Yeah.
Oh, that's the first thing. That's the first thing we can start these fucking rants with. Disney Plus has a live streaming Simpsons channel.
Yep.
In the correct ratio. And then when I go to watch every Simpsons episode, there's no option to watch it in the correct ratio. So, every time I gotta watch Pinocchio, or Peter Pan, you gotta have a 5-minute video of them apologizing for your literal cartoon racism you put in everything. And it's like, but then Pinocchio looks perfect because they put it in they force you to watch it in the right ratio. Fantasia looks perfect. They force you to watch it in the right ratio. And then I get to The Simpsons and I'm looking at a weird shot of just Homer's blown up face because you refuse to show it in the right ratio. You do on the streaming. So yeah.
That's okay. Everything's gonna be Disney Channel or Disney Plus anyway soon.
Yes.
Everything
thank you,
Disney
Overlords.
Plus. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Overlords.
Thank you, Lord Mickey, for putting everything in one place. Because Disney Plus was already the best menu to search for anything through. Oh wait, no, yeah. it was the worst, and now you're putting both all of Hulu and ESPN on it. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hell.
Hulu goes on there now. Yep, definitely.
What do you want to watch? I don't fucking know. Just
Sorry, too.
Where's the Mandalorian?
Simpsons in the wrong ratio. I'm on Disney. I'm your fucking. By the way, if you've never logged in, log in a new account and go to Disney Plus. What's the number one thing to watch? Nothing made by Disney, which is never a good sign. It's Moana's up there, which is kind of sad. Where it's like, wow, Moana. I like Moana, but like of all the Disney history, that would be like, it's not Beauty and the Beast. It's not the first animated movie ever to be nominated for Best Picture because it was so fucking good. Nobody knew what to do with it.
Nope.
It's not Snow White. That was the first full-length animated movie that they were like, let's just give it an award because this shit never happened. No, it's Moana. That's fine. The second or third thing on Disney Plus of the most.
Oh,
James died.
No.
Well, everybody, that's our show. No, not really. James Cook will be joining us back again here in a minute. James, you're on a rant by yourself in another dimension.
Yeah, I got sent to the Phantom Zone because Disney Plus was like, keep talking, bitch.
Disney came along and removed James Cook from our feed.
I'm trying to pay attention.
You're a Disney agent.
Very enveloping.
Then James is already done. Congratulations, James finished one bottle of booze. Disney Plus for me is, I hope the show that we're watching for our show shows up in the recommended feed at the top. Because it's a bunch of non-Disney, either ABC or Hulu-centric shows now in the top feed.
Have you ever gone? If you want a good laugh, go to their tabs, because originally their tabs were movies and TV shows, and it was like round of applause, everybody. Movies and TV shows. That's what you. That's now we've narrowed it down. Good job. So. Yeah, it's like I was just thinking of like how basic can you go? So fucking yeah. Anyway, that was their start. Now they've added different things. Each one of their tabs is like almost like a comedy class in how not to design something.
You go to the Star Wars button, and everything is in an order. I don't know what order that is, but it's not a common sense order. And then it still doesn't show everything, so sometimes you have to search for something. It's great.
And I as a personal as an elder geek, I get kind of mad about certain things, and one of the things I definitely get mad about is the Disney content that's not on Disney Plus. Something Wicked This Way Comes. It was a film produced by Disney. Yeah. Why is it not on Disney Plus? Because the estate of Ray Bradbury gets sweet check every time they show that sweet movie. Sorry, I'm a little drunk, and that sounded really good in my head. So,
you're pushing audio levels with that sweet, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower you and spit.
Well, my thing is, what's funny is Ray Bradbury, who is one of our great science fiction writers of all time, loved Disneyland, and he loved Disney. And he used to talk, like, there's these great interviews about him talking about how he thinks Disneyland actually taught Americans how to build a city better than any city. Like, Americans all went to Disneyland and they saw it like, what a city needs is roads, houses, buildings, blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. And it's like what a city doesn't need is what makes it great, which is like benches, trees, flowers, parks, stupid shit. And you don't need that in reality, and that's what makes a city kind of interesting or great, or what they're known for. And so, and Ray Bradbury, great writer, who you made one of his films, Something Wicked This Way Come, which for a certain age group scared the shit all of the Ted TV series, like Watcher in the Woods. Like, some of us were terrified when we saw. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I remember I was very young.
Hey, you have the spider.
Do you remember when you saw?
I do. You have the spider scene. You have the fucking carousel horse trampling the guy.
God, like, just shit in that where I was like, well, I liked carnivals before this movie, and now
on my watch list, guys. Thank you.
It's like
I've never. Yep.
It's what's funny is Jared always talks about Black Hole, which is funny because which is the sweetest thing ever, because Edgar Wright, one of the great directors of the last 20 years, his Star Wars movie is the Black Hole. Like, he saw it as a kid, and that was the imprint, you know? And different people have different things that kind of, that movie they saw when they were young that was too much for them. Mine's the saddest story, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And yes, I'm straight. But like Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
I want to know why.
Why he's straight?
Terrified me. No, why I'm straight? I'm not sure. I'll get back to you. What is it? Nightmare on Elm Street 2. They made me hide my eyes while we were watching it because I was really young. My parents were very liberal, and they were very open to me watching anything as a kid. And that's why I fell in love with John Carpenter. It's because Halloween, you can watch Halloween when you're young, and it will scare you, but you'll be okay. Very light blood, minimal nudity, Everybody wins. It's I can't recommend Halloween enough to everybody. So it's the rated RPG movie. Poltergeist is more terrifying than Halloween, but Halloween is better shot, better directed. No offense, but yeah, it's and for me, but Nightmare on Elm Street 2, when Freddy ripped off his skin and said, "You got the body, I got the brains," was so terrifying to me that I started screaming. So, which is like still one of those great moments of a child's life where I was just like watching something. Okay, cover your eyes. It's a scary moment. I'm totally covering them, Ma.
Totally
Don't worry, Ma. I got them covered. And then Freddy did that, and I belted until they dragged me to my room.
Well, and then Johnny Depp's like one of them, right?
Which one?
He's in the first one.
He's the first one, yeah.
And what's funny is that I watched the first one as a kid, and I was kind of meh. Like, and because it's more about because it was an actual artist making a movie rather than just them making some slasher shit that would be fun for kids. Where it was like Wes Craven was trying to talk about abuse and nightmares and this that like he was actually trying to make a film. So as God knows an undiagnosed problematic actual problem child, bright red hair, running around screaming at people. Nightmare on Elm Street 1 was fine. It was fine, and then Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was actually terrifying. So,
and the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is just campy fun. Still to this day, it's just campy fun.
Dracula too.
Wes Craven's Dracula.
Oh.
What
Are you talking John Carpenter's Draculas? With the dollar sign?
John Carpenter's vampires? Oh, no.
The vampires with Dracula? Yeah, no, that's a... Yeah. No, you're good. I do want to make a comment, though, because I've known James for a very long time, and I know his family for a very long time. And I want to say that I don't think it's as much as them being liberal, as much as it is your dad just didn't give a shit.
Yes. One thing that's very important to understand about the human experience is other humans actually don't give a shit about what you're doing, including your loved ones.
Yes.
I think a lot of us think that like, oh, people are looking out for our interests. No. My parents had 6 kids. They put on Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Whoever the fuck was in the room was in the fucking room. Yeah. And so like that's life, children. Yep. So and that is our recap of summer 2025 here on Canoodle Studios.
Yeah, we didn't talk about jack shit from summer 2025.
Other movies, but hey,
in Brooklyn, wait, no. Yeah.
Oh, Vampires in Brooklyn. Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, no.
And you should know, like, Wes Craven. I'm on a weird boat with Wes Craven because he directed the first Swamp Thing movie, but his version is actually pretty good. And it's like, it's weird, but I actually would recommend going back and people rewatching the first Swamp Thing movie because he tried. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time where I was like, oh, he's not, because I didn't really care for Nightmare on Elm Street. And then I didn't really respect him until Scream. There's a shot in Scream that is actually smarter than most horror film, probably any horror film made in the last 2 or 3 years, where the tech guy for the camera crew in the third act of Scream is in the van watching a monitor of a camera set up in the living room of teenagers watching Halloween, where a slasher is killing them and a slasher is in there killing them, and we the audience are watching him watch it. And I was like, God damn it, Wes. Save some pussy for the rest of us. I was like, you gay bastard, I love you. Like and that shot, and I have no problem saying this. Scream, the third act. I was like, I was up in my seat. The third act. That shot of Sydney going up the porch while fucking Shaggy and the other guy are going at her. I was like, is some of Wes Craven's best work. And I know it's a marketable one, and it's blah blah blah, and it's been redone. And 2 and 3 both have great scenes and bad scenes, blah blah blah. But Scream 1. And it sounds weird to say because he had such a huge horror stuff, but that I think is his best work. Welcome back to our summer 2025 review
Wes Craven also has one of the better stories about getting a movie to be shown in theaters, because that's nothing that can be done nowadays. But Last House on the Left.
Oh my God.
No studio would produce it and authorize it to be in movie theaters, so he took it to a theater in the town that he lived, and like just put it on and said, "Yep, this is good to go. Let's show this," and then hijacked a theater to show his movie, and that's how it got out. And then it was produced and shown a little more, and so I was like, you can't do that shit nowadays because everything's digital, and studios basically own the theaters we go see movies in.
Yeah.
Which
is how theaters started. It's how theaters started. So all we're doing is falling back into dumb, stupid shit we had before.
I know.
So, yeah.
And for all you quote unquote independent theaters, you're not really that independent. You're still owned by somebody. They're just giving you a bone.
And before we get off on the rant of Disney Plus, movies I would like to see on Disney Plus that are owned by Disney. Condor Man. It sucks. I still want to watch it. Fuck you. You made it. It's the first superhero movie Disney ever made. Google it, kids. Condor Man. Second one, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Yeah. Ray Bradbury liked your guys' shit. I don't know why. I like your shit too sometimes. Maybe just people like you. I get it. He gets a check.
I feel like you would suggest The Labyrinth too.
The Labyrinth you can watch. The Labyrinth
you can watch, but The Labyrinth wasn't exclusively Disney. Like that was.
I just feel like
it was Henson Studios.
You know, in your repertoire, I feel like that's what you would suggest.
But also, like, a big thing that I love is the thing that I get mad about is dead media. As we go into the digital realm, things start getting forgotten real fucking fast. And oh man. And it's like you kind of get worried a little bit. The Muppets are an amazing thing that Jim Henson created. And one of their best specials for the Muppets is dead, where you cannot find it unless you go to YouTube or you go to archive.com. The Muppet Family Christmas from 1987. And it's like one of those scary things where it's like, because companies keep buying each other out for these fucking giant firms that are eventually, I guess, just going to either rule the world successfully or run us into the ground. It don't matter, because I'm going to be drunk no matter fucking what. I've made that choice.
Drunk playing Zelda.
Yeah! So it don't matter that this ship's going down, folks. So the Titanic's going to be just fine as far as I heard.
So we're gonna point out Jared for just one point in time.
Okay.
All right.
My birthday's tomorrow. He
Happy birthday.
Commander set for Fallout.
Okay.
Magic, and it was amazing. We're gonna praise him right now, and it was amazing.
All right.
I've got a lot of good cards.
Awesome.
And I know you guys you're kind of like that, but Fallout is the theme that he went with.
Okay.
And
nice.
They have a lot of good freaking cards that like go with the show, and I thought it was really cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we can use
and
it.
Happy birthday.
We can actually use it as a segue. Want to make one comment real quick before we do that segue? Believe it or not, James, I actually own the Blu-ray copy of Something Wicked This Way Comes, because it actually exists. I found it does.
That's awesome.
It does. I found it. You can find it online. You can find it. It wasn't that expensive. Anyway, the segue and the follow is.
I was looking at that when fucking James said something.
Yep. Hey James, did you see the Fallout Season 2 trailer? Official trailer now.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, and I did enjoy. I thought it was padded, but I really enjoyed the first season of Fallout, where it was like I looked forward to watching another episode, which is always nice, especially when we're talking about video games to other media content, where I don't want to just yell at everybody that we're watching this.
Well, we got a first trailer drop here 2 days ago. I think it was now Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. First trailer drop for season 2. Yep, they're going to Vegas. But they're bringing
Vegas. That's what Jared said.
Or New Vegas, excuse me. But they're bringing a lot of stuff in from some of the other shows and everything like that. So they have like the Deathstalkers now or at least one Deathstalker, which is a major enemy that appeared in 4, I think it was,
Okay.
for the first time. But we get more Walter Goggins.
Yes.
Nice.
Because apparently his story continues from before he became a ghoul.
Well, I mean, they set up stuff nicely for him and his character, which is nice because every time I see him in a Walmart commercial, I just want to punch him in his fucking ghoul face.
Hey.
You know, you can be an artist or you can not be an artist. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I hear the guacamole's on sale, and you know that is exciting for you as an artist.
It is insulting that they did not bring Danny McBride's character from the Vice Principals in to go against him for the Walmart commercials, because that's who we
exactly. Might as well at this point. Like, good lord. So, yeah, no, he's a wonderful ghoul. Like, and the storyline that they started from the first season, where he was clearly married to the woman who killed the world and killed his child, their child, and now he is just this thing, this heartless, endless thing roaming around, telling us about what tomatoes prices are at Walmart. You know, it's I think I would see more. I would. As soon as they start airing it, I'll watch it because he was such an interesting, fun character.
It's coming back in December. Season 2 starts up in December, like mid-December to 12th, I think, or something like that. So
it's gonna be padded as fuck, but like I just finished. I watched that season 3 of Squid Games, which was just the end of season 2.
Yep.
So it was just like, all right, fuck it. You like. God, you feel bad for the people that created it, that, you know, Netflix just took in the back room, beat the shit out of them, stole their idea, and then made billions off it. And there's going to be 3 seasons, but we only shot 2. Fuck you. We're Netflix. And they just fucking curb stomped them. It was very brutal.
Hey, it's the whole fucking Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Because they split what they shot into 2 seasons, and they're reshooting part of what they're gonna do for next season. So hey, you know.
Or Game of Thrones.
But that wasn't summer. That was before summer. We did a recap on Daredevil.
Yeah, I don't know. With Daredevil Born Again, that first 15 minutes, I was like, "Fuck me, give me a moment, sir, please." Like, it's all about how you sell it to us, right? Like, if it feels padded, it feels padded. At the end of season 2, the first season was him on that one season of the show, the Squid Games. He was on it, and he was on one thing. Season 2 ends, and they didn't finish that year, and then season 3 is the rest of that year, and it's like, oh. You didn't have a season 3. You had one long season 2. But Netflix needs that money. They don't give a shit about storytelling. They want your cash. And so what we got in the end is like, as where Squid Game season 1, I might recommend Squid Game season 2 and 3. It's not worth your time because it's so watered down. There's, not much to be pulled from it.
The Netflix model nowadays is just absolutely all over the place and bonkers. Because Red Wednesday just come out recently. It was like the first 4 episodes of Wednesday, with the rest of them not showing up for another week and a half.
What?
No. My point on this being is, we're going to drop all 4 episodes at once. Everybody who cares about it is going to binge all 4 episodes and then be forced to wait another month. Because they're not going to spread it out 1 episode per week to make it more logical. They're going to do that. They're doing it. They did it with Sandman. I know we started watching Sandman, and it's a summer thing, so we'll just talk about that real quickly. Sandman, I still have not finished season 2.
Oh my god.
It's not that I hate it. It seems to be dragging a lot more than season 1.
It's a MacGuffin to a MacGuffin to a MacGuffin, and it's like, dude. And I know season 1 was a MacGuffin. I'm bored to fucking tears with it. Where it's like, dude, I literally need Neil Gaiman to hold me down and force me to fucking watch it, which I understand he's into, but I just not there yet.
Watch for Delirium.
But Delirium's gone now. She was at the end of the first part that they released. I mean, she may come back in the episode. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck this is going. But yeah, it's like, it's it's not bad, but it's difficult to watch.
Yes.
And
It's because it's padded. It's just watering down. We don't need media for media's sake. We need good media. Like, and if you can cut it down, I always think back to the fucking Steven Spielberg, George Lucas end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where George Lucas produced it, came up with the idea of Indiana Jones, and it was his movie. He hired Steven Spielberg to direct it because George Lucas, if you've ever seen him in any interview, he don't do well with humans.
No.
That's why like his best performances came out of Muppets and plastic, because that's what that motherfucker relates to. Spielberg's original cut for the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark was like super long. It was like a 3-minute scene of from when they opened the ark to when they it closed itself was like 3 minutes. George Lucas's cut was like 35 seconds, and Spielberg was so fucking angry, it ruined their relationship for a minute. And then when the movie came out, people were going back and watching it again and again and again. And interviewers were asking them, why are you watching this movie over and over again? And they said, so I can watch that ending, which Steven Spielberg realized George Lucas is an okay director. He's an okay writer. He is an amazing fucking editor.
Yeah.
Now the prequels will argue with that a little bit, like where it's like what he decides to edit is a big has a big influence on that.
The prequels is all Lucas. There was no and nobody else, and that's where the problem is. Like the prequels needed somebody else, but Lucas didn't want to have somebody else, so we got what we got. There's some good stuff in it, and there's a lot of Lucas stuff in it.
Yep.
And
yeah.
Like I praise Lucas for the things he does well.
Yeah.
But
let's go with that.
But I fully am aware of the things he can't do. Yeah. Directing is one of those things that George Lucas cannot do. THX 113, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's a fine, okay movie, but he
turned people into plastic and robots. He was able to direct them in that one.
Yes.
That's what he fucking needs. It's like every time. Episode 2 is his ultimate low, and I know haters out there will always say episode 1. Episode 1 is moments. The last 20 minutes is not bad. Mm-hmm. The pod race before we all started falling asleep was very cool. It was cool for like 5 minutes. And it was like, oh, we doubled down on this. This is it. It's this for like an act. Oh, cool. Nobody asked for this but you. And but episode 2 is this down point because that was like, oh, George Lucas is gonna write humans that fall in love. I was like, oh, you never wrote a human that was any worth a shit. No, I love your content that you've created. You created the greatest villain ever, who's half robot. Like you created the greatest point of view characters ever. They're robots. Like, like some people can write for humans and some people can't. And some people can write for humans. And then there's George fucking Lucas. So, yeah, you can write this shit, but that doesn't mean you can say this shit was told to him by a friend of his while he was directing Star Wars. And we have a drink to the old Han Solo. That's a second Han Solo reference.
Yeah. Maybe another one will show up. Who knows?
Welcome back to our review of the summer of 2025.
We started with Sandman. This rant started with Sandman, so we had something to do with somewhere there. But yeah, I don't know. Eventually we'll finish Sandman. Probably not for this show, but eventually we'll finish Sandman.
Yeah.
Just like Netflix finished Sandman forever because Neil Gaiman is a wonderful human being. But then they're going to do the same thing with the last season of Stranger Things. Splitting it.
And dude, guys, there's nothing worse than somebody like selling you obviously a lemon. Like where it's like we're all gonna watch the last thing of Stranger Things because between the 4 seasons, everybody found moments that were great, and so we will watch your final season. Stop acting like it's good. We know it's gonna be shit. What's gonna happen is you're gonna give us 50 hours of content and 10 will be good. And that's what's upsetting. You could have had just a 10-hour final season and you probably would have knocked it out of the fucking park. But because they want us watching that so they can give us the fake ad so we can pay to have your streaming service without ads, because that's what your show's actually about, which is making money, not about any of the artists or the people that worked on it, which is upsetting and sad for all of us.
I think that's what third season was like. It was really good after a certain, like, a half. When, like...
Here's my thought on the third season. The third season was fine. Overly padded, but fine.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. That was the third season. What do people not talk about? The second season, which was shit.
It was
acclimated to like normal life and shit.
Yeah, it's like the second season almost proved that you did not need to continue this series. You did it for the money.
She goes to like a skate.
More so than anything I've ever watched before. Season 2 of Stranger Things is we did it for the money.
Yep. It's like I think why so many people feel that way. The first season of Stranger Things took huge leaps. Yeah. First episode, kids missing. There's an alternate sub-dimension right below us. All these things. By the end of the climax of the first season, we know everything about your world. Yes, you stole everything from John Carpenter. Yes, you stole everything from Stephen King. We don't give a shit because you're obviously... It's like Heroes with stealing X-Men. Heroes is just X-Men done by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
You know, and by the third or fourth episode, you put a Stanley cameo because why? You know what you're doing. And I think the first season was so great. And then the second season, we kind of... the thing that ruined the second season was that first trailer. We see what is clearly like a Cthulhu god there. And we realized the climax of season 1 was basically them fighting a bear from the alternate, from the upside down. It was just like, it wasn't even one of the main monsters. It was just like a random bear found his way into your place, was hungry, and you ripped his fucking head off, that poor bastard. So it was like, that was season 1. And then seeing that trailer for season 2 where it was like, oh my God, they're going to get into the what dictates and rules the upside down. And then it was like, lie. Yep. We ain't getting into any of that. It's just another. It's a bunch of bears. It's a bunch of bears this time. And
they got smaller bears. Bears got smaller bears.
And we got smaller bears. And then the third season was at the mall. Yeah, and at the third season they were at the mall, and then it was like a lot of bears at the mall, and it was just like, oh, you guys don't have a plan.
And then,
cool.
And then season 4 is, hey, this was our plan. That wasn't your plan all along. Sure.
No. You clearly it's like season 4 has great moments. And again, season 4 has great moments. Season 3 has great moments, but it's season 1. And I get that pitch. The Duffer Brothers, the backstory to Stranger Things. Duffer Brothers were working on the It movie before the actual director that took it over. They worked on it for a year. And they spent a year diving into 1980s culture of kids versus a monster. And then they got cut from fucking Warner Brothers and the It Project. And then they were like, well, we just spent a year working on this shit. Want to write our own thing? Which is very greatly inspired by Stephen King's It. It's very greatly inspired by all of the works of John Carpenter's from the 1970s and 80s. And the first season really works well. And then there are moments from season 2 and 3 that work really well. Season 4 is great, but it's so padded that you just don't give a shit by the end. Where it's like, I want to care about Max. I want to care about all the new characters that you're introducing. Fuck, dude, I still, what was it Pam? Was it Pam that was killed in season 1 that nobody gave a shit about?
I know who you're talking about. I don't think that was her name. That's how much we care about.
Freaking
But
best friend with glasses. It's best friend with glasses.
Exactly. Best friend with glasses like upset all of us that nobody gave a shit about that she died.
Yeah.
And that's when you're making a good show.
Yeah.
When we cared that much about the side characters. We're like, hey, what happened to best friend with
Here-
glasses?
Here,
I mean, 11 is just like she like progresses, but she doesn't like it. She goes to school and shit, and then like it's weird by the fourth one. And
11 is a shonen anime hero. She has all the power in the world,
love her.
but we gotta write a scenario where she is put out of commission so everyone else can be involved, and then she comes in to say that it did.
Yeah. But she said maybe
It is a old. I'm sorry.
And I don't want to say I don't love her, but they make her out on the fourth season as just like a normal person.
I know. I know.
Yeah, 11 will never be normal. She spent half her years.
Right.
One, she has the powers of a demigod, and she spent half of her childhood in
Oh
a
my god, that's what I'm saying. She's like a fucking
fire starter. Me for Xavier's cursed children. So that's where she spent her childhood, and so she will never have like that much of a normal life. What I really like 11 because 11 to me, like it is an anime character where it is a collection of all the Stephen King characters.
Yeah.
It's Firestarter, it's Carrie, it's everybody rolled in. She is abused and she is neglected and everything, and it's like you can't help but want to see that hero succeed. And so as much as these shows are a collection of that opening music being synthesized is connection to like John Carpenter's work, in my opinion, and so much Stephen. It is so much Stephen King and John Carpenter inspired that I'm going to watch last season of Stranger Things. I'm going in with high hopes. I also know I'm gonna watch. It's gonna wind. Some of them are like each episode was like shooting a movie. Fuck you, you fucking liar, you piece of shit liar. Like you have one movie, 2 tops, and you're gonna make me watch 18 hours of film to get through that. And it feels like The Hobbit, where it's just like that watering down where it never ends. The Hobbit, films by Peter Jackson in our 2025 summer review. If you're just joining us,
have you heard they're making a Gollum movie that Andy Serkis is going to direct? They've gotten Ian McKellen and a couple of other casts to come back. Peter Jackson's going to be involved with the writing.
Hey, a phrase that went out of style. A phrase that went out of style was "lightning in a jar." Where it was one of those. It was a phrase we all used for a long time, and it kind of died out. It's not as hip with the kids, They got their baby sharks and stuff, which is great. I made that. That's already a dated reference. So if you wanted to know how old I am, I think baby shark is young. So, but.
What's your oldest?
Here's the speediness of media nowadays. Stranger Things, clearly made for Generation X.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to call Stranger Things right now the Gen Z Lost, where we had a great first season and then we wanted more money from this, so we drew it out and bullshitted a story through 4 more seasons. Lost had 5 more seasons beyond, but we just bullshitted a story that wasn't there and never intended in the first place to draw this out. And Lost itself is only a decade older than when Stranger Things started.
And Lost is amazing, but
Lost, like I said, has a great first season, has good things throughout the rest of the run. But never reaches the first season, and a lot of it is padded bullshit. Second season of Lost.
And what's funny is
the last season is nonsense.
People in this actual recorded conversation. What's funny is people in this conversation had recorded documentation of Lost being watered down. I used to play poker with the editors of Lost just because of proximity. We lived in the same building. And they were working with him, J.J. Abrams, on Alias. And they were these editors. This guy, Dave, is a poker guy. We used to play poker. And it was like, and we would just talk bullshit all the time. I was fucking working at Blockbuster. He was doing that. He was editing for Alias, and he's like, I'm gonna go over to Lost. J.J. Abrams wrote this 2-season Twilight Zone episode, and he wants to do the 2000 Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow. And I remember thinking, like, what a fun idea. Somebody's trying to do a modern in the 90s. You young kids out there, you won't even know about these David Lynches and stuff. In the 90s, we had this kind of television event where it was Twin Peaks, where I was too young to appreciate it. I remember watching one episode with my parents, being bored to shit and going right to Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's how I feel about Twin Peaks. I really enjoyed Twin Peaks as I watched Pee-wee's Playhouse. So J.J. Abrams wanted to do Twin Peaks in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote Lost. He wrote a treatment that would be 2 seasons,
Yep.
and he wrote out the first episode. J.J. Abrams, who is a director producer that you guys know, he used to actually be a writer. He wrote Regarding Henry, which is why he was able to get Han Solo back in Star Wars, because he wrote Regarding Henry, and he was being brought back to that, and fucking crazy ass Harrison Ford actually likes him. Anyhow, they did season 1 of Lost, and it was a goddamn hit, and ABC needed a hit so fucking bad. They were like, how many seasons can you give us? And he was like, it's a 2-season treatment. And they're like, yeah, we know. Yeah. Like, we know it's a 2-season treatment. Could you give us what if it was like Friends and we got 9 seasons of this? And I'm not joking. That's what it turned into. How Seinfeld and Friends can we make Lost? Where it was literally a fight so season 1 was that intended season. It was such a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from season 2 on was watered down.
Mm-hmm.
There's still good shit in there.
Yeah.
There is still good shit in there, but it is a documented fact by somebody who was in this recording group talking to the editor of fucking Lost, where he was like, yeah, it was supposed to be 2 seasons. They're not doing 2 seasons anymore. We're like, we all had to sign these long contracts.
Yep.
And it was like, all right, I hope you get some good writers.
And
right? As soon as you decide that actually, no, Poochie is gonna be in the show for forever. We gotta get some good writers here and figure out some shit. So yeah. But I personally didn't care for Lost. I have friends that will punch me in the face because they love Lost so much. Where it's there was good stuff. So I think Stranger Things, I'm excited to watch how they're gonna end it. I just know I gotta go through a Hobbit style 9 hours of dishwashing, of going down the river in barrels to fucking Smash Mouth. I think it was. I think they just played Smash Mouth at one point in the Hobbit movies. Why not? At one point, Peter Jackson just came out and demanded more money. I remember that scene in Hobbit.
It was in the War of the Five Armies. I know it was in the last movie.
The War of the Five Armies.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson stopped the film and went, "Hey, hello, Peter Jackson here." That's my Peter Jackson impression is pretty spot on. Everybody knows that.
I watched the second and third Hobbit movies in that we don't do it anymore. 48 frame per second high definition frame rate. Man, I wasn't on drugs, but it seemed like I was on drugs.
Yeah, it always looked like even Avatar, all those just looked off to me, and it was like I still haven't seen the third Hobbit movie. The second one broke my heart because it was the desolation of Smaug, and Smaug neither
It's Smaug.
By the end of the second film, not only had Smaug not desolated anything, he just talked to fucking Bilbo. He wasn't killed. Nothing had happened, and I was just like, I'm gonna go home and watch the Rankin Bass 30-minute cartoon, which summed up the story better than your 12-hour Peter Jackson film.
No.
Like, I actually think if they were like, oh, I can't read The Hobbit, what would you be the best way to view it? I would actually say, well, actually, there were two drug addicts in the 70s who claimed to never do drugs, who made a cartoon called The Hobbit, where they added in a bunch of fucking songs.
For kids,
By the way. For
Mm.
kids,
For
one
kids.
about slavery for kids, and so gotta teach them. And so, I would recommend the Rankin Bass Hobbit over the Peter Jackson one for those just joining us at our 2025 summer review.
Yeah, summer recap.
Summer recap.
I'll summarize the third. I'll summarize the third movie for you, James. Because
the five armies fight.
No. Hold on. So at the end of the second movie, when Smaug flies off to Rivendell to go destroy it, that scene's about 10 minutes going into it when he's killed.
Oh yeah.
So we couldn't show that in the. I know he's dead by the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Man, fuck you, fuck you. That just makes me so mad. Like that's just.
Here's the other thing for that third movie, because I make the comment all the time when I talk about it. What happens in the book The Hobbit when the five armies come to meet together? Our character perspective, our main character, Bilbo, gets knocked out. And then he wakes up and the fight's over. Which means
I mean, he has some commentary of just like how
Smaug
pointless
is
it is.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without him, it's the fucking dude from.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Bilbo doesn't tell what's his name to how to kill Smaug.
No.
He figures it out on his own.
He's like, oh, I got this thing that just magically fucking makes this thing happen.
Yep.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so the third movie is based upon something that never was shown or heard or read about in the books. This battle that was going to take place, but never took place in the book itself because Bilbo got knocked out.
For me, it's such a weird personal arc with Peter Jackson, where it was like, Peter Jackson is actually one of the people that gave me confidence to start writing. Before the movie The Frighteners came out, I saw the preview for Frighteners and I was like, oh, wow, that's a story about Michael J. Fox character escaping death and death coming to collect. Wow, that's going to be a really fun and deep film. And then I went and saw it and I was like, oh, that's like the worst version script of what you could have, like of the elements I saw. You gave us the laziest version of it, and I was like kind of mad about it. And then after that, it was like I will write till I'm dead, because if this made it to film and you took all the elements of Michael J. Fox's character could see the dead, he beat death. He was supposed to die and he didn't, and now he's still existing. You take all these elements and put him into a movie, and you came out with what Frighteners was. I was just like, oh wow. Oh, wow. This is bad. When he was announced to direct Lord of the Rings, and I said this in a theater to friends to laughter, it said first movie 2001, second movie 2002, and I went straight to video, is what I yelled. And everybody was like, what a comedy genius. Oh, that James Cope, what a fellow. And I went and saw the first Fellowship of the Ring with so much haterade, with so much fucking, you don't know Lord of the Rings, bitch. I know Lord of the Rings attitude. Such an entitlement, gatekeeping. Oh, God, I love myself for it. Egotistical shithead attitude I went in there. By the middle of the movie, I was convinced Peter Jackson is the only one to tell the Tolkien stories at all. Like I went from like being the person that was like, you don't deserve to make these movies, to the person of, you're the only person that can make these movies. And I still watch the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy to this day.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
They are amazing. They are a work of art. They are what Peter Jackson was put on this planet to make. The Hobbit is a cash grab that makes us all sad. So everybody's sad.
It wasn't even supposed to be his.
It's such a mess.
Yeah, I
The
know.
backstory to it is horrible. Everything is horrible. Don't watch
have
it.
you
Watch
seen
the
this?
Rankin Bass.
Yeah.
Have you seen this South Park?
Yes, I've seen the South Park return in the video.
When
There's a,
Tolkien is actually Tolkien from the freaking.
yeah, no, it's
Oh yeah. I saw that.
the return of the Lord of the Rings to the Two Towers. That is the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's so.
You haven't realized my name was Tolkien this whole time.
Yes.
Oh,
That was also a bit of the two South Park South Park creators who have always wonderfully skated the lines of what is appropriate, what is inappropriate. Who they are, they have been very open. They are more conservative than they are liberal on things, and they've kind of done a beautiful job of kind of skating along the line of what is offensive and what isn't. And God, they do it so well. They do it so fucking well. And like, yeah, the Tolkien thing where they clearly called Tolkien for years, just the black.
The Tolkien black. Oh,
Because
at that time.
Disney's back. Disney's back to take out James Cope one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
Disney's like, all right, you've said enough. We're done with you. Even though Warner Brothers is the one that's hey.
I know
welcome
they're
back.
like, how dare you?
Wait, James, you have to restart.
Oh,
again.
I know I was gone, and I get that was Peter Jackson's people, and fuck you. I paid for for all of that shit. You do not get to fucking shut me out of the yelling at Peter Jackson.
You just admitted you didn't go see the third Hobbit movie, so.
Joking.
I didn't go to the third, dude, bitch. Me, Christensen, and Morrison were at Trilogy Tuesday,
Yep.
which was an event for like the saddest humans in the world, where you got to see Fellowship and Two Towers Extended Edition in the theater, and then you got to see Return of the King the day before everybody else. We went to saw it, and we were playing, I think, Munchkin in line, where we were in line for the saddest, geekiest thing ever, and we were playing a card game of the saddest, geekiest thing ever.
Hey.
So we were like playing Munchkin while we did it. The theater workers felt so bad for us. They're like, if you guys want to bring food in, just bring your food in. You really shouldn't eat popcorn and soda for 15 hours a day. Like, it's sad when the people selling you the capitalism that makes their world go round is like, maybe you guys should make better life choices.
I could say that I made a worse life choice later on, and theater didn't give a shit about us at that time, and that was when episode 7 came out. Because
You're sick.
I
did that?
did that. Me and Miranda did that.
That's too much. I'd die. I would. I'm Star Trek super fan. If somebody was like, "Let's watch all the Star Trek movies," I'm like, "Tell me how it goes, bro," and I would leave. You know, it's like that's a rough one.
I appropriately slept through the parts of 1 that you're supposed to sleep through, and 2.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, all of you. Like
to bring that full circle back around there. Anyway, tell your Matt Trey Parker story concerning Tolkien.
It's kind of like that.
Start watching Buffy and what is it, Smallville? And I cannot ask him a question. He's like, watch it, just watch it, and I'm like, but I want to ask so many questions. Like, it's just.
Buffy is shockingly good. Like I resisted on Buffy for a long time, but Buffy's pretty fucking good. Like Buffy it's one of those. It's funny looking back at, like, they keep announcing these things for the next Avengers film as you join us at our 2025 summer review. I still think Age of Ultron is the last great Avengers film where I love scenes and I love moments and writing that they did for Endgame and Infinity War. But as a film, the characters' voices are all off. It's very repetitive. It just doesn't work that well. And the first Avengers and the first Age of Ultron work really well. Their voices are all clear. We understand who these characters are. And Whedon wrote comics. Like he wrote the Cure series in Uncanny X-Men, which they stole and they turned into X-Men 3. And Whedon's the guy who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's also the guy who did Cabin in the Woods. He's also the guy that apparently will grab you and beat the shit out of you and yell at you on the set.
All if you're black.
However,
all if you're black.
Exactly. And I have said this to Hollywood a couple of times. I am willing to be the paid person Joss Whedon yells at and screams at and throws shit at. He can throw shit at me. I'm okay so long as I get his writing. Because when I look back, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Cabin in the Woods are some of the high points of writing of the last 20, 30 years. So then it becomes cool, this problematic creator, he's like our generation's Woody Allen, just not as problematic, right? Like he's not Woody Allen problematic. Did he fuck any of his kids?
Yeah.
No? Cool. So Annie Hall beating Star Wars isn't as awkward for all of us, right? Like, cool. All right. So what did he do? Yell at everybody that was ever he is verbally abusive with everybody on set. My favorite, this is, okay, real quick for our summer 2025 review. I'm going to go on a quick rant about James Cope from 2018. I went to the Big Wow Comic Convention in San Jose because a guy we went to high school with, Lee Bermejo, who we used to do theater with, wind up becoming a famous comic book artist. How famous of a comic book artist? His artwork is actually all sought after. And a fun little geek fun fact for you Bakersfieldians, he designed Heath Ledger's Joker and never got credit for it. He was the first, and fuck everybody, he was the first artist to ever draw a Joker who would cut a smile into his face. And then a year after he drew that image that appeared in Wizard magazine, Heath Ledger showed up with cuts on his face. Now, Frank Miller told all of us back in 1996, when you write for any of the big two, it goes into a pot and you don't get a fucking say. Frank Miller wasn't lying. We knew exactly what happened. Lee had drawn a very compelling, cool version of Joker. They looked at all the versions of Joker and decided to go with him and not give him any sort of credit or anything for it. Lee is doing fine. So it's but it was one of those things that it kind of came from that, and knowing that kind of got pulled up. So I was at the Big Wow Comic Convention to see Lee and tease him about not doing theater. So we were like, we wound up, we knew each other in high school and we hadn't seen each other in like a decade. So we kind of hung out during the convention. At one point, I really wanted to see Mary and Pippin were doing a Q&A, and they're hilarious. And I don't even know their names because they're fucking Mary and Pippin. And I know that's disrespectful, but you guys were so good as Mary and Pippin that I just wanted to see them. An old tactic I had was get there the Q&A before a busy one and steal a seat. And just stay there. And I know at you comic cons, you can't really do that shit anymore. But at a Big Wow in San Jose, you can totally do that. So I went and I sat in for Spike, the actor who played Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for an hour as he talked about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it made me not only fall in love with the character of Spike and everything he did in Buffy, which I already liked Spike in Buffy the Vampire, but it was so fascinating to hear that actor's experience of both Whedon grabbing him by the shoulder, throwing him against a brick wall, and screaming in his face about vampires aren't sexy, you piece of shit. My show is about young adolescent girls overcoming that, and that can only happen if I scream at them in the fucking face, is what he said to him word for word. I'm willing to take that to court. So, Mary and Pippin were amazing, but we were actually so taken by fucking Spike, it made me want to go back and rewatch more of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is, the reason why people are still talking about it is because how well it was written, how well it was executed. The reason why we're still talking about, and Cabin in the Woods and Age of Ultron, motherfuckers, because Age of Ultron was kind of like the last time we saw Thor. We haven't seen Thor since Age of Ultron. He had he had 2 movies where we turned him into Thor Bro, which is great unless you actually like the character of Thor. Then it sucks.
Hey,
So
hey,
you know
we had Greenpeace Thor in the comics and on some of the animated movies, so
that's true. Yeah, different writers for different things.
Yep.
Some are good, some not so good, and we'll go with that.
summer 2025.
Yeah, that's our summer review for 2025 right
Yeah.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
right there. No, I'm just
No, that's probably a good time to
That's
end.
pretty good, actually. I'm okay with that. Which did you like better, Superman or Fantastic Four?
Fuck. Probably Superman.
Yeah. At the end of the day, probably Superman for me too.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna throw something at you, James.
Uh-oh.
All the way across the
What you got?
street.
throw it.
Throw it. I'm throwing it.
Oh, she just
Wherever you're at. I don't know where you're living at. So.
What's up?
You need to like Superman more than Fantastic.
That's what he just said. He just said.
I do like Superman more. Actually, what was funny is an older actor friend of mine summed it up best. We went on a walk in a graveyard, and I was like, "Did you watch Superman?" He's like, "Yeah." Yeah, we go. I'm an emo kid at heart. I go for walks in graveyards all the fucking time. It's. I find it relaxing. I don't know why people are freaked out. They're parks with dead people. It only gets cooler from park.
Hey.
Yeah. Like graveyards are cool as shit. Like everything that's interesting happens at a goddamn graveyard. Nothing cool ever happened at a Bed Bath & Beyond. Go to a graveyard. You'll have a better time.
Hey, every park has dead people in them. It's just graveyards.
Yes, that's true.
It's just graveyards admit it.
Welcome to America, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You won't survive, but we're here, and that's all we got. So, yeah, exactly. We'll all be buried somewhere, won't we? Isn't that a nice thought? We all end up together. Don't worry.
Either in the dust or in the ground.
Yeah. But I was talking to he's an older geek. He's a friend of mine, Jim Johnson, that I do a bunch of silly shit with. And I love him because he's an older comic book geek. And he was like, I watched the Superman movie and I just felt good the rest of the day. And I was like, yeah. And it was like the thing I noticed watching the Superman movie. Like 10 minutes in, I just realized I was smiling while I was watching it, like a dumb kid watching a magician. And I was watching it going, oh, James Gunn's ripping off himself there. Oh, this is lazy writing. Oh, this is derivative. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Jimmy Olsen's a what now? All right, okay. Oh, like I'm watching the movie with a lot of baggage going into it, but I was smiling the entire time. It's a good film. It's a good film. It's a sweet film, and it's made by somebody who maybe didn't fully understand Superman because he just made Superman himself. But he understood Superman better than like the last 30 years of Superman films. So he wasn't a creepy stalker, like some famous directors might molest you to believe, or he wasn't a god that doesn't give a shit if anybody lives or dies.
Oh, but he wanted to
He was, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
No.
and
I mean,
that's still my greatest point about the Superman movie. The suspension of disbelief was not aliens, was not a superhero team, was not alternate dimension technology, was not clones, was that every geek in the world would analyze an alien language and all agree what it said. No, they didn't. No, it didn't happen. There's a man flying around with his kite, saving cats and airplanes before that shit happened. That is so far down the goddamn line of reasonable thought. I can't even help you. I can't help you when you go there. That's bad writing.
And I was like, what the fuck are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, no, the harem stuff, and it was like all the people, they say this alien language that we have no exposure to, absolutely analyzed it to say this, and I was like, no, they didn't, sir. Like, I wanted to stand up in the theater and be like,
Hey.
no, you didn't. So yeah.
Hey, if there's one thing that Superman and Fantastic Four have in common, it's analyzing and deciphering an alien language within the matter of 2 days.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fantastic Four. Jared told me not to see it, so.
It's a plot point. It's a plot point. No. Fantastic Four. As we talked about, I enjoy. It is one of the better Marvel movies, and it is a good representation for Fantastic Four, given all of what we've seen in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
At comparison of the two movies, Superman is a better superhero movie than Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
For this year.
He told me not to listen to, or he told me not to waste my money. Waste your money.
Don't. Watch it. Watch the movie.
I think you're being too harsh on Jared's opinion, which is just wait to streaming. Like Fantastic Four, the star of Fantastic Four is montage and voiceover, which is not something that I can recommend for a film. Where it was like it's the cliff notes of something that already happened, is what the entire fucking movie felt like. Why? Because they made the movie of cliff notes of something that already happened. Was the Jack Kirby run of the Fantastic Four with Stan Lee. And it's gorgeous. And everybody in it is trying so fucking hard to make it work that you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
No performance is lazy. The writing is a bit forced where it's like, oh, we don't know what to do with the Thing and Johnny Storm, so we're just going to have them try to fuck people they can't fuck. Cool. Not great. Not, first off, given the other Fantastic Four films, this isn't a bad path to go down. Like, it's not great. It's not great, but you know what? Outside of The Incredibles, this is the best use you have of your side characters.
And is one of the few Marvel movies that's not tried to force humor into every single frame.
Yeah.
As they've done so much in the past 10 movies.
And it's also like the humor that comes in is very much like almost Jack Kirby and Stan Lee humor, where it's just like a small joke at the end.
Yeah.
Young kids, you got to understand. Stan Lee thought he was Shakespeare. Stan Lee was never Shakespeare. He was Hacky McHackespeare, and but he thought he was Shakespeare, and that's like the fucking key to things. Is like Jim Henson and Mr. Rogers didn't think they were kid performers. They thought they were changing the world, which is why like some of their content is still kind of like carried on. Stan Lee, and I love Stan Lee, writing was always shit and hacky, but he thought himself at like he wanted to be a novelist. He wanted to be the great American writer. And because he had such a drive to want to be that, rather than 9 to 5, I punched a card, I wrote some silly books. And Jack Kirby had that attitude for most of his life, that he was just punching a card and writing and drawing silly books. But he actually tried to like attempt to do something then greater, even beyond himself. And I think that's why so much of his writing has saved on. It becomes so universal in that way. But yeah, Fantastic Four, with Jared saying don't watch it. If I was to watch on Disney Plus, I might have the same experience. There's 2 scenes that are gorgeous on the big screen. There are 2 Galactus scenes that I got the jaw.
And that's the thing for this movie.
Spoilers for that, I guess. Galactus eats a planet at one point with his machine, and I actually was like watching him do it. I had seen it in the comic. I'd never seen it on the big screen, and for me, that was a moment. And then Galactus coming down to New York City and walking through it, and people are like, "Oh, it looks stupid and cheesy." That's kind of what I've been waiting for. Like I've been waiting. Galactus should be about the size of the Empire State Building.
Yeah,
walking around.
I think he just has his own opinions because, like, I mean, when we were like talking with a couple of our coworkers too. He was just like, "You don't want to waste your money. Just wait till it comes out." And I was like, "But I want to see it and how
Well, exactly. There's two things going on here. One, he is telling people to save their money because it might be the same experience of just watching it on streaming at home. Two, what the fuck is out, man? What the fuck is out? Like Naked Gun offered me a hand job if I would buy a ticket.
Oh my God. Well, no,
everything is
Naked Gun, and his kid wanted to watch it. By the way,
at least we had a couple people go see it, and I have no interest in watching Weapons. I'm sure it's great, but after the 50th after the 50th horror movie in the last 5 years of I have a concept but no script. And that's what we keep getting. I have a concept. Oh, talk to me. What if there was a possessed hand? Oh, Annabelle. What if there was a possessed doll? What if there was cool. What's your story? We don't have one. We just have a gimmick. And I'm from the 80s, baby. Show me the beef. I love gimmicks. We're a gimmick obsessed culture, but your horror movies are just fucking, there's no substance there at the end.
I want to see Weapons. I have not seen it, but I want to see it. Until recently, I didn't think that Weapons was a horror movie. I thought it was some sort of psychological thriller thing.
Oh, I thought it was the
anime. No. This is...
Both good answers. Both correct answers. Don't worry. Those are both correct answers.
At no point in seeing the trailers did I think it was a horror movie.
Yep.
And then everybody says it's the best horror movie. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
Sinners was a horror movie. How is this a horror movie? Sinners came out this year, right? Yeah, that counts.
Yep, Sinners did come out. And
summer 2025.
I think it came out summer 2025. Yeah. I still think I would have enjoyed Sinners more had they called it Sinners from Dusk Till Dawn, Arkansas, from Dusk Till Dawn, Alabama, or whatever it is. And that's the thing is
it's now an anthology series.
Dusk Till Sunset.
It's now an anthology series.
Well, it's like the funny thing about Sinners is Sinners has a scene in the middle of the movie that. Before I watched it, that one scene, critics were like, "Oh, there's this weird scene that doesn't fit into the movie, and it kind of is just the director going off on a rant. It just sucks." And it's like people were bashing online, and I was like, "That is not only the best scene of the film, outside of." And spoilers for Sinners before we get into it, but the climax of the film has the devil in it, and the climax is still a black guy with Tommy gun versus the Klan, which is exactly the right answer. Even if the devil shows up, nope, the Klan gets shot as shit by Tommy guns. Like, that's my climax. Having said that, the scene that everybody was like, "Oh, that's too weird to be in the movie," is probably the scene that's gonna get him. If the rest of the year starts being as dry as the first part of this year, it might get him a Best Director nod because of that scene. And those awards are bullshit and pointless, and so don't put any value in them whatsoever. But that one scene in Sinners is actually worth going to the movies more than half the horror movies I've seen. So his one scene is smarter and more interesting than Don't Talk to Me. It's smarter and more interesting than Violent Nature. It's smarter than what is it? Don't Speak a Word. Professor X.
Young Professor X. Yes.
Young Professor X in it. And by the way, the most magical, the hardest leap of suspension was they drive a Tesla into the country, and not once does it break down. Not once. Like 4 days they don't turn it on, then they turn it on and drive away just fine. And I was like, "Oh, you don't know about that company because they gave you money and you just did whatever they told you."
That was the year before all that.
So
Tesla, that doesn't work. Never, ever.
It never worked. Like it doesn't.
That sounds
If
about
you
right.
don't charge it for a couple of days, you have inherited a giant paperweight with wheels. And so, like,
and if you bust a tire, there's no way you can get a tire right away. You have to extra order a tire. And
from Tesla.
3 days. Yep.
The company.
It was always Tesla was always I've hated Tesla from the beginning because Tesla was one of the greatest minds that ever lived in our recorded history, and he was fucked over by rich Americans. And it was like, oh, that's really sad that this guy who was so smart, people were like, oh, it's science fiction. What he's doing is obviously a scam. Because he was so smart when he showed the X-ray. He made X-rays before everybody else, and they were like, that's fake. It's clearly fake. And it's like he was destroyed by he came up
Edison.
with wireless electricity. Wireless electricity. For those who don't understand what I'm saying, you didn't need to plug something in. It would just take electricity out of the air and send it into your devices, what he developed. And because they realized they couldn't monitor that, and though they couldn't sell you
Yes.
that, because if they can't monitor it, they can't sell it to you, they had to kill it. And the fact that his name, after his what could have been the greatest minds ever, the next Einstein, was destroyed by rich Americans. I'm sorry, the Einstein before Einstein was destroyed by rich Americans. Now is on every car owned by every shitty rich American. Is like a slow clap for our whole country of like, this is how you know, like, yeah, maybe China should win. Hey, China, go ahead, just start sending some ships over. Some of us won't fight. Like, hey, China, we're ready. We're done over here. Like, this is too depressing and sad.
Some of us may not.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie The Prestige, Carissa?
Yes.
Remember the field, the light bulbs on the field?
Yeah.
That's that concept. Wireless electricity.
It's wireless electricity.
Yep.
He was like, no. Nikola Tesla was like, actually, electricity is in the air. It's an element. We can actually make these devices that just suck the electricity out of the air, and then we'd have our own electricity.
Yep.
And they were like, witch! Fucking witch! You fucking dirty witch! And then
Edison sent his goons to break a knee.
And Edison was like, oh, by the way, with my electricity, we can monitor how much everybody uses by watt and then charge them for it. And Tesla's way, we can't charge them for it. So, yay.
My electricity, which I totally didn't steal from this guy over here.
And it's like, now cut to like a couple 100 years later, and now we have a bunch of shitty cars with his name on it. And it's like, dude, it's I'm more embarrassed for that for our generations, where it's like anybody driving a Tesla, it's okay to make that noose. It's okay to buy that gun and just put it right here. Like, if you own a Tesla or you work for Tesla,
stuck somewhere.
and the noose works if you wrap it around your neck and then pull this device, the Tesla device here, and just hold it, and then make sure that your feet are dangle. Your feet need to dangle. Got to dangle them feet to make your Tesla work properly. That's how I feel about everybody who owns one. Because you're a piece of shit that's part of a greater problem.
And that is our summer recap 2025, ladies.
That's our summer recap.
If you own a Tesla, just step on the chair. Just step on the chair.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Final Watch It. All of you that are absolutely still here with us.
Yeah, brought to us by our new sponsor,
China. Tesla and China. Make sure you hit those buttons up there.
Sponsor.
Or
Please, China sponsor Canuta Studio. The red government rule all. We believe in you.
I want to make the point that where I work, the office that I'm at, Tesla has taken a building like right one over from it in Bakersfield, and there are so many fucking cars on the street that need work. They're their own traffic violation for the cul-de-sac that we're on. It's great.
So as an adult, I've lived in Bakersfield for like 10, 20 years as an adult. I lived in LA for 10 years, and I'm up in the Bay Area in San Jose, and I've lived there for 15 years. And what's great is like we have different classes of asshole. If you live in Bakersfield, if you drive a white truck, you're an asshole. And I don't want to say this, but it's true. If you drive a white truck in Bakersfield, you're an asshole. If you live in LA and you drive a BMW, you're a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit. I don't know why. I'm sure a lot of you are very nice, but if you drive a BMW, no matter what freeway you're on, some deep shit in a BMW has fucked everything up. If you're in Bakersfield and you're on the 99 or anything, some asshole in a white truck has fucked everything up. And I've been in the Bay Area for a little over 10 years now. Every motherfucker in a Tesla up here has fucked everything up. So it's like on top of my own personal hatred for that company, because I think they're robbing from one of the great humans that ever lived, I very much am like just driven mad by it, because like if there's a wreck, it's Tesla involved. If there's a stop on a freeway, it's Tesla involved. If there's a Cybertruck that flipped up on its back and its wheels are fucking like a turtle screaming for somebody to save it, it's a goddamn Tesla car. And Mr. Cope here has to drive around those shitheads and then fucking shake his fist while he smokes and is not allowed to drink and drive. Thanks, Reagan. So yeah,
I am going to attest to what James said, because on our vacation we were up at that area to go to Great America and stayed in the Fremont area, and yep, nothing but Teslas, and they're all a bunch of dicks.
They're fucking like it's like what was funny is I heard it. Because when I was in LA, I was like, no, BMW drivers are dicks. It's not it's not BMW, it's Mercedes. Well, no, I was like, it's got to be Mercedes, because Mercedes is richer than BMW. I was like, people are wrong. And while I was there, every Mercedes driver was actually kind of nice on the freeways and stuff. BMW driver, like just like shithead drivers. And I was like, I guess just the dealerships in this area, get a good net of shitheads. When I lived in Bakersfield, if you drove a white truck, you apparently like to get in the fucking front of everybody and fuck everything up. Like it's just a rule in Bakersfield. And then being in the Bay Area, yeah.
It's part of the contract exercise.
But then fucking drive fast or get the fuck out of the way. Like, I don't know what it is with white trucks in Bakersfield. It's just like you both can't drive and you're in the fucking way. Oh my God. Anyhow, and in the Bay Area, it's Tesla drivers. It's like dealing with children on the road. It's just God damn it. Well, 2025 summer review.
Well, the best story for you then, James, is that you can go out on this at that Tesla shop that's next to us. Plant sales for, I don't know what it actually does. I don't know if it just repairs, does sales, or what it is. But there was a time where the entire cul-de-sac was full. The streets lining into the cul-de-sac were full of Teslas. And a kind citizen one night came and broke the windows of every Tesla car that was parked on the street. Because there are still heroes in this world.
I know.
In the summer of 2025.
It's kind of sad, people. In a capitalist environment that's gone fascist, like, you got to understand, the best artists are going to be the people that actually kill and murder people. I don't want to go full Luigi Mangiano on our summer 2025 review, but it's like, there's a reason why people think like, he's actually a really sweet kid. What a good boy. What a good boy. He shot that guy fucking dead. So, yeah.
Here's the best part about it, though, is that that window breaking took place before the whole election last year. So, not even all the shit since Trump went into office and Elon Musk and everything with Tesla this year caused that. It was just their fucking Teslas. Some hero went and busted out the windows.
It was honestly probably a conservative that's mad about e-cars, it's which I love. Capitalism makes strange bedfellows of any sort of shithead that just wants to get money. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So yeah, to recap summer 2025, if you started heroin, we say keep going. We say follow that heroin path. Gotta catch that dragon. Dragon's getting away. Gotta catch him. We recommend opium dens. We recommend opium dens at the end of our summer.
James lost his light. Okay, so anyway, what I'll guarantee you next week is next week we'll be talking about Peacemaker Season 2. What I can't guarantee you is that we won't be talking some crazy rant about things. No, James fell. He fell into a pocket dimension.
Back again. So I fooled you.
James's light fell down, and James had to go chase after it.
Isn't it wonderful that Christensen and I have put up with each other's shit so long that he actually knows exactly what happened when I do something insane?
Yep. That's why I was it's a natural point to leave because James didn't get dropped from the broadcast this time. James himself went off camera because his light left him.
Oh my God.
That's been empty for the last hour. That's not an excuse anymore.
Well, we started with it. Come on.
I said it's not an excuse anymore.
What kind of white male would I be if I didn't blame part of my problems on something else that I didn't do? Come on, goddammit. So I got to keep the race going.
No, it's blaming your problems on somebody else for something you did do.
There you go. Somebody else.
There you go. Anyway,
there you go.
Peacemaker next week. We almost guarantee that. And we almost guarantee that
when Jared's feeling better, I would really like to hear his opinions on Superman versus Fantastic Four because I think he's a comic book geek of a certain age, and comic book geeks at a certain age have really interesting opinions on those two movies that have come out. And I would actually really like to hear his opinion. I know he's been sick, I know he's been gone, but it would be nice.
Yes, I will try to make sure he takes his benefit.
Well, we shall see. If the man dying from the plague joins us next week.
You men don't listen to women, so I'm
still like therapies for suckers. See you around, bitches, as I sail into fucking idiocy.
And this has been Fine, I'll Watch It. Your one-stop shop for all your mental defects. Do heroin. Don't get help.
James Cook's prediction for the next 4 years. Interventions way down.
Damn it, Instagram had enough of us. Damn you, Instagram.
Yeah, that's fair. No, they made the right choice. It's okay.
No, they didn't. It took way too long for them to cut us off.
I would like to leave you with this thought. How much Dawn soap do you think you've drinking in your life? How much Dawn soap how much of you is Dawn soap? Yeah. No. We wash off the Dawn soap. There's always a little Dawn soap left on that Dawn soap cups and glasses and plates, right?
Yep.
And so then we drink off them cups, glasses, and plates. How much Dawn soap is in our system?
I am 2% Dawn soap.
There you go. That's something for Bobby Kennedy's kid.
Yes.
Bobby Kennedy's kid, get on that, all right? By the way, world, we kill all the Kennedys, but the one that needs a bullet? Come on, guys. Way to go. Way to drop the ball, humans.
If we haven't gotten canceled, we definitely have now.
We got canceled
Thumbs up.
a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know.
We're still alive.
Are we?
There you go.
Well, shit. Somebody's not doing their job very well.
I was mad about Miles Morales, and I was on his side, but then he said Trump sucked. I don't know how to feel.
James and I's history with mentioning things on air and social media with that just proves to us that the government does not consider us a threat. Because we went on Facebook this one time. I don't care if we're on the air or not, still I'm telling this. We went on Facebook one time, just make sure, whatever it was, just having this conversation about bringing drugs to Vegas. And we were not subtle about it.
How do you do that, by the way? I've never been to Vegas.
How do you do it?
Nah.
We just illegally bring it across the border, and we said all these things in the conversation that we were having.
I think the technical term is mule, that we were mules.
No. We were going to carry it out, not so much in the open, but in easily accessible bags, not even hide them.
Yep.
And these are all things
Yep.
that we said.
But I also think like
next time.
it goes to us about the like what we were talking about earlier about people just not giving a shit, where it's like there's a wonderful story about like a guy released a book about being a bellhop at a very high-end hotel. This came out a couple years ago, and like the craziest shit he ever saw one time was like he was helping a guy with his luggage, and he just like had a bag of cocaine and it dropped and it flew everywhere. He's like, "Oh my god, my cocaine! Help me pick it up!" And he like did because it's like a customer, like you don't know what to do, and so he got it all clean for him, and he was like, "Here, keep this for you," and it was a 5, and it was just like okay, like. Yeah, like he helped him clean up the cocaine off the ground, and then the guy tipped him a 5. Like where it's like if
I've seen the Grand Budapest Hotel. That is exactly what you are supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's if whatever you got on you, whatever it doesn't matter. Whatever you got.
No, I'm talking as the hotel employee. That is exactly what you are supposed to do. So.
You have to at least take $20-30, bro.
Dude, if I helped you break the law, you don't give me a 5, and we shrug. Come on, it's yeah.
I just realized my microphone has not been on my shirt collar most of this time. Probably, I don't know. I don't know what I've said about this entire time. The microphone's been in my shirt. Apparently, it fell off at some point.
Most professional show we've ever done.
Hey, Jared. If you want to regain control of this show, you better shut the fuck up next week. Otherwise, if it's left to James and I, oh man, the rants and the tangents are going to be.
We're almost on 2 hours.
Yeah,
2 hours, and I believe our summer 2020 review involved Something Wicked This Way Come, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, The Importance of Scream, fucking Condor Man. You gotta see your Condor Man.
We brought in the Sandman a little bit. We chose Superman over Fantastic Four.
Yep. Nonsense from Carissa.
Chris has been throwing shit in there. We
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Buffy the very summer 2025.
We pre-bashed Stranger Things before it even comes out in November.
Because it earned it. We like you, Stranger Things.
Smallville.
We brought up Smallville, very summer 2025.
For a bunch of geeks who talk about geek type stuff, we trashed George Lucas.
Yep.
Well, when he's here, we just have no structure, I guess.
Oh, we had a structure. We set a topic, and then we went off the topic wherever it led us.
We just went off. We didn't care.
Yep.
We're going to go wherever we go.
That's why Final Watch It is we literally watch everything and talk about it at some point in time. Whether you're expecting it
if you're
or
watching
not.
this in the future, this is America in its final stages.
Yep.
Goodbye, man. Goodbye.
Bye. I'm not here, but bye.
We're not even saying goodbye to the show. We're just saying goodbye because, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about anything?
Nope. And that's how we end. Nope. We end on a note. That's the end of the show. Greatest ending ever.
Oh my god.